Hi guys, today I want to go through one of the things that gives beginners the most trouble. It's the basic blues pulse. I'm going to be doing it as a down pulse and an up pulse today. So to begin with, I'm just going to show you the two pulses. One of them are up, 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 and the other one is down, 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 down. So the difference is where we put the accent on the rhythm. Do we put the accent down or do we put the accent up? And this is essential to communicating rhythm and blues. You can do this on a double pulse. So I go 1, 2, 1, 2. I get 2 pulses up for each step. So I go up, up. That's why it's called a double pulse. A single pulse up, 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 up. So for each step I go 1 up. So that's the difference between a single and a double pulse, and of course you can do that down as well. I'm going to mainly go through the double pulse today because that's what gives the most trouble to beginners. So I'm going to start out by focusing on the knees because that's where most of the motion comes from. So if you kind of stand like this, just straight up, and then just kind of bend your knees, and then straighten them again, and bend your knees, and straighten them again, and just bend them to a comfortable point, so you just kind of sink down a few centimeters and up again. So you'll notice this changes my height, of course. When I bend my knees, obviously I'm going to go down, and when I straighten my knees, I'm going to go up. So what we're going to start with is a little exercise where we're just kind of tapping a drum with our knees. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that means I kind of imagine there's something in front of me and I'm just kind of banging my knees against a drum. So let's just do that together one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, let's just store that in our minds, and now we're going to do it the other way. We're going to imagine there's a drum behind our knees. So now I'm kind of going like this to hit the drum. I'm going to straighten my legs to hit the drum. Now don't do this too hard because then you'll hurt your knees. But you're going to go straighten. So you're going to start from a bent position. Go then just kind of get your knees bent a little bit. And then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is what gives people the most trouble. So let's just do that one more time. Bend your knees, and I'm going to go a little bit slower this time. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I straighten out my legs to kind of imagine I hit a drum here behind. So go ahead and practice those two things before you move on. Alright, next up we're going to kind of integrate this motion into this motion. So to begin with, I'm just going to ask you to step from side to side. That means you start on one leg. Let's say I'm standing here with all my weight on my right leg, and then I take a step out. I transfer all the weight onto this leg, and then I collect. Then I take a step out. I transfer all the weight onto this leg, and then I collect. So it looks like this without any pulsing. It'll just be like this, just plain walking from side to side. And with the pulse, I'm going to do it as an up pulse now. It's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. This might be a little bit complicated, so we're going to try to start with the down pulse. So remember, the down pulse was where you were hitting a drum with your knees. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I'm going to ask you to put all your weight on your right leg. And then I'm going to ask you to go 1 and lift your left leg while you do it. So you go 1, 1. So you go 1 and 2 and. So what it looks like is I go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And you'll notice that the accent is on the downbeat. So I go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'll be hitting my knees forward as I go sideways, 1 and. So I go 1 and I stretch out my knees, 2 and. So I'm still doing the weight transfer from side to side, but I'm just kind of putting in that 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2. So I'm going to slow it down one time so you can try to get the follow. I'm just going to do 16 beats of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, 13 and 14 and 15 and 16. So all the beats go down. That's the downbeat, where we the pulse down on the beat. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 while we do this step from side to side. Now I'm going to do it with the up pulse. So now we're actually going to start with our knees bent like before. And remember, we're going to hit the drum with the back of our knees. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and. So I'm going to start with my knees bent this time. And then I go 1. And now the end is going to be bent 2. It's actually the same motion, but the accent is different. So it'll look a bit different. So I start with my knees bent. 1 and 2 and. So now my ands are down where before my ands were up. So every time between the beats, I'm going to be down now instead of up. So I'm going to start with my legs bent, and then I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So they're actually the same motion, but because the accent is different, I'm just going to show you the difference between them. We're going to do the down pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And that was a down pulse. And I'm going to try with the up pulse. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. So they get a different expression. It's not just changing the face a little bit. The expression is actually different because the accent is different. So go ahead and try that. Remember to practice hitting the drum with your knees both ways. So you practice hitting forward and you practice hitting back on the beat. So find some music you like and then practice going forward, 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 forward. And then by starting with a forward knee bend, you're going to practice going back, 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 back. And then to the same music, just go straight with no pulse. Just do the two-step like this, and then try to integrate it. Or with the up pulse. So by practicing this a lot, you'll get it. And it always takes people at least a few weeks to get this. So go ahead and practice, and thank you for watching.